Hello and welcome to PlayStationGrenade. It's time to see what free PS4 games you may have missed recently. This is our third list, so check out the other videos if nothing takes your fancy here. Let's use the comment section below to find like-minded players, so pop your gamer tag and the name of the game you want to play, and let's see who will jump on board and help you out. Oh, and one last thing, many of these games require PS Plus, so please keep that in mind. Okay, let's do this. I'm starting where I left off last episode with Paladins. This is a great arena shooter which has had a rough ride due to its similarities with Overwatch. This is a 5-on-5 title with many different game modes, including payload in which you secure a weapons cache and escort it to the enemy base.
Escort the payload.
We got it!
The last time I played there was 27 champions to choose from with various skills and abilities. I really recommend Paladins, and it's easy to learn but takes time to master. I have a video breaking down 9 reasons why you should try this, so I won't waste any more time talking about it now.
Death awaits you all.
Next up is one of the games of the year in my humble opinion, Hitman Series 1. Before you get too excited, it's not the full game, it's just the first chapter of the story. But with work underway on Series 2, this extended demo could be the title for you. In Hitman, you try to take out your target without being noticed, meaning organisation and planning and sometimes last minute deviations from the plan or complete improvisations are called for. This is not like the last Hitman game, Absolution, and has multiple ways to kill each target, making its replay ability through the roof. Who doesn't want to be a balding man with a barcode on his head? Don't answer that. A game which snuck onto the store without any fanfare was Crossout. This is a vehicular warfare title after the apocalypse. It could be a Mad Max tie-in with the look and feel of each of the vehicles. This one offers AI opponents, or you can test your skills online too. The gameplay is focused around creating and upgrading your ride to perform better and rule the sand dunes and dilapidated roads. The amount of customization is impressive. You want to tank with armor-piercing rounds? It's here. How about a military all-terrain vehicle with twin flamethrowers? Yep, that's here too. Or even a standard muscle car with a run-of-the-mill machine gun found everywhere in the apocalypse, so I'm told. If it's not enough to make you want to try it, then look at this beast, a freaking spider tank. If you are going to try this one, please put your tag below and I'll play alongside you. Let's look at an earlier game you may have missed, Paragon. This is a MOBA, a multiplayer online battle arena from Epic Games. In this one, you and your team attempt to get to the opposition side of the map, killing everyone and destroying their core. Sounds quite easy. Well, each route to the core is guarded by a tower to even the odds. Resources can be found, but locating those resources could trigger a monster encounter. Team balance is everything in these types of games, so be sure to learn your defensive and offensive character classes to do your team justice. The continued introduction of new characters and the superb support from the developers gives this game a rightful place in your collection.
Welcome to the world of Pox Nora.
Pox Nora has been around since 2006, but only made it to PlayStation in May. This is a turn-based strategy game where you'll be collecting decks of cards to do battle. This one starts as a single-player experience against an AI opponent, building to online versus mode once you've improved your skill and deck of cards. I personally could not get into this one, but I'm sure someone out there loves this game type. If it's you, then go on, give it a go. Let's have a classic side-scrolling beat-em-up in the shape of Knights of Valour. I remember playing this in the 90s, and my word, they've done a good job modernising the visuals and controls, but keeping the key mechanics in perfect condition. If you're a fan of the old arcade classics, then give this a try. Play alone or take it online for 4-player action. Like many of the games on the list, microtransactions are paying for this game, but as long as you don't get pulled in by the allure, you can keep all your money in your pocket. Are you Marvel or DC? Maybe both. Well, last episode we looked at DC Universe Online, and now Marvel Heroes Omega has joined the fray. This is an MMO where you play from the very first mission as one of your heroes. Wolverine, Blade, Iron Man, there's so many heroes to choose from that you'll spend hours making your first decision. But don't worry, you can swap between characters, although you are forced to start each mission again when you do. New characters are being added, but some are behind a paywall. For example, Deadpool is available, but his Zen costume will cost real money. With 99 players on each server, you can invite everyone you know to hack and slash their way through every Marvel villain you can remember.
People of Earth, you're welcome.
Let's look at Onigiri, an online action role-playing game set in the rich history of Japanese culture. If you have an interest in Japanese legends, folklore, or even fairy tales, this one is for you. You'll be battling monsters and building your combat skills. Bring along friends in groups of 4 and hunt together. But don't worry, non-playable partners can be used if you're friendless like me. By the way, I thought Onigiri translated to rice cake, but I'm assured it means demon cutter, which definitely sounds more hardcore. Although I prefer rice cake personally. Some elements of the game resemble Monster Hunter and others feel a little bit like Phantasy Star Online. Either way, this is a great way to introduce yourself to this type of game, which are huge in Japan. Let's go back to the makers of Paladins, Hi-Rez Studios, and one of their other free-to-play titles, Smite. This is another MOBA, this time in third person. In Smite, you'll be playing as a god or goddess or some other mythical being. There's actually around 90 gods and immortals to choose from at present, from Egyptian, Norse, Roman, or even Hindu culture. There's around 10 different game modes too, with the most common being Conquest, in which 2 teams of 5 start with a small purse of cash to purchase starting items. These could be ability enhancements or special skills to gain the edge in battle. The levels play very similarly to Paragon, with the key difference being the theme of gods. In my humble opinion, Paragon has the slicker gameplay, but Smite is far more interesting to immerse yourself into. Of course, everyone's opinion is different. Do you play it? Want a few more people to game with? Put your gamer tag below and let's find similar-minded people. Finally, another card game, this one in open beta status. I'm sure you've already heard of it, but if not, Gwent. This card game took over my life during my playthrough of Witcher 3. This is a turn-based card game between 2 people with a deck of cards with unique abilities. The goal is to win 2 out of 3 rounds by strategically using your offensive and defensive cards. If you win, you may be awarded new cards to extend your deck. If you play Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering, you'll be right at home here. So that's it, that's 10 more games that you can play for free on your PS4. Many games will try to get you with microtransactions and the promise of progression, but if you keep your wits about you and be mindful, you'll keep all your pennies in your pocket. If I've missed any games you think we should cover, please put it in the comments below. From this list, I'll be playing Paladins and Crossout. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade, it's been a pleasure, I'll see you next time.